What's up everyone, welcome to one of my craziest challenges ever. Today I'm going to be playing a 1v10 against bronze players. An absolutely ridiculous amount of bronze players. I don't think I've ever seen that many bronze players together in my life, but here we are. Now this challenge is going to be slightly different from my other 1vx's because it's just so many players that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get destroyed. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to give myself 3 chances to beat the bronze players. For the first game, the only rule will be that they're not allowed to worker rush because there's literally nothing I would be able to do about that. And every time I lose, we will add an additional rule to see if we can beat them in the end. If for some reason I somehow win either the first or the second game, we won't add another rule and make it an official best of 3. Let's begin. All right, here we go. Now, we even have a special map for this challenge called Mark's Madness. I actually commissioned this map because I wanted to do a crazy AI challenge, but here we are doing it against 10 bronze players instead. I've never tested this map against the real players. I tested against the AI, but never against real players, so I hope it actually works. It'd be very funny. I think... Okay, it doesn't have indicators on this map. It's technically possible that my nearest enemy is right here. Now, luckily for me, they're not allowed to worker rush me, so that is yeah, a little relieving. Now, I'm not sure if I actually would like them to be here. I'm going to check. I'm not sure if I want them to be here or not, because if they are here, I should be able to kill them very fast. Yeah, there is actually someone there. I'm not sure if he saw me. Now, they're not allowed to attack me with workers, so that's going to be quite convenient for me. But I do think I like it, because theoretically, I should be able to kill this player really fast and kind of get a 1v9 after that. The downside is that he has one of my bases. Now, let's see. This map is made for 13 players, which means that there's going to be 2 spawns that are not taken. I don't think I have any way of knowing which ones they are. I also don't really remember. Now he sees I'm next to him. He's not going to be happy with that. I can guarantee you that much. I don't think there's any way for me to know where everyone has spawned, but I'm just going to visit bases one by one with Reapers. Now, there's one thing about these 1v10s that I just have to do, is I have to be really good at killing at least a couple of them early on. Because even if you could say it's just bronze players, if a couple of bronze players gets maxed, what the hell am I gonna do, right? Like, I'm just gonna die a very painful death. So I need to kill at least a couple of them early on. And even throughout the game, I need to keep pressuring. I think I'm gonna go for a 3 ranks Reaper this time. Like, I haven't really done challenges with bronze players at all. I think I done once a while ago, but I don't really remember how easy it was for me to kill them. Like, this player should definitely die fast. If I don't kill this player fast, then I think I'm just insta-screwed. Otherwise, I might have a small shot. A really, really tiny small shot. Now, I was already trying to think a bit about the future. Like, what rules should I implement for the next couple of games? And I do have a couple ideas. But I think I need to adjust it to the way they're playing. Because one rule that I, for example, had in mind is to ban capital ships. Because I think capital ships are one of the best ways to just kill me, because they tend to be, yeah, honestly, just very low skill units like battlecruisers and carriers. It's obviously it's going to matter in terms of decision making, who uses them, but they're still going to be as strong when A moved. So if someone shows up with a couple carriers, I don't have enough anti-air, I'm just dead. Like, it just takes a really big amount of effort to survive against that. So I was already thinking about banning that. But if we're not playing against anyone that likes to make that, then I guess we don't really have to ban those after all. It could also be that I should maybe ban proxies or something like that. Like, it all really depends on what we see here. You can tell that this player is definitely struggling pretty hard. There doesn't seem to be any Reapers on the way. Reapers would be a lot scarier than Marines, because the Marines are just so easy for me to kill. Okay, so this player, I guess we can, yeah, pretty much call him dead already. Now, he is going to make 1 Marine, which could be annoying for the command center that I'm going to build. Now, that is 1 player down. My Reaper's going to be able to take care of that 1 Marine, which is really nice. And now I guess we're just going to go on to the next base. I'm not quite sure if there's someone going to be here. I believe there should be. There's another Marine there, painfully enough. Let me just start killing the Zealot over here, followed by the probes. That Marine does finally die. Stalker's also not that great against Reapers, by the way. So that Stalker is going to fall very fast. He made a Forge, which is nice for me, because Reapers can obviously circumvent that. Oh, wait, this is so funny. I forgot this about this map, but the guy who spawns here is blocked in by rocks. There's a couple spawns that are blocked by rocks. I know this was meant to have some AIs not be able to attack as fast as possible, so he can't even run away. That is actually so brutal. I think I'm going to go for Engineering Bay here in case we're going to go up against air. As you can see, there's already a Twilight Council and a Forge on this player. There's a sensor tower over there, by the way. What the hell? But like, it could mean that DTs are going to be on the way pretty shortly, or an Oracle or stuff like that, you know? I also got eBay blocked on my third base. Is that the same? That's a different... Yeah, that is a different player. I got eBay blocked by a different player, but it kind of looks like the same color. And let's see what they got up here. So that's a double jump off spot somehow. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think we found one of the players that... or one of the spawns that didn't have a player, and that's going to be a little painful for me. I mean, I'm going to be able to defend this, of course, but it's just going to be a little bit annoying here. Just going to have to micro my Reapers around for a little bit, and that's really going to be it. I'm not really going to lose many workers to this at all. So in the end, it's going to be completely fine. Kind of wish that I didn't find the empty spawn already, though, because that would have allowed me to kill another person already, or at least I think so. I'm going to make a turret in my mineral lines just to be safe. This Stalker's going to die. And I think we're still on a relatively good tracker. Keep in mind, we also did kill those Zerglings, right? Like, it was a bit of a nuisance. But we did kill a bunch of the Zerglings, which is very nice. Now, let's see what is going to be up here. I'm really afraid of running into a tank or something. Oh, that's going to be a bunch of Reapers that he killed pretty much for free. There we go. Let's see what I can find up here. This guy has Marauders. Marauders are not going to do the trick against all of these Reapers. I'm not even going to lose a Reaper, and this is going to be another player that is going to be to fall. Now, this game, from their POV, is really going to hinge on the players that are far away from me. Like, the players that spawn in the top left side, they are going to be the ones that have to make the difference here, because these poor guys, they can't do anything about this, you know? Like, they're just getting absolutely fricked. But the other guys are going to be the ones that have to, I don't know, do tank drops or make battle cruisers or anything like that, you know? And let's see, this is going to be guy number 4, I hope. Yeah, this is guy number 4, and he is making something from a starport with a tech lab, so I'm going to make another turret here already. I think this is the guy that engineering may block my third base, actually. Now, we are going to be fine here. Luckily for me, those are Hellions. Those are going to do absolutely nothing against the bunker. So these units are all dead. It looks like it was not... Oh, that's a pretty big army, eh? It looks like it was not a battle cruiser, but rather a Banshee or a Raven. I'm going to try to get out with these instead of fighting. Oh, that is a pretty... Oh, okay, they got me there. Yeah, I was trapped. There's really good movement on those Zerglings. So the Reapers, I think we didn't fully kill this player, but you could say that we killed 3 or 4 of the players, depending on how you look at it. Now, I have to be afraid of the siege tanks, because those siege tanks are going to push me at some point. For that reason, I'm already going to make a couple liberators. Let's see, let's transfer a couple workers back. I do need to make a third base at some point. Like, I'm definitely not going to be able to win this game on 2 bases. I don't have gas yet for a siege tank, unfortunately. I wonder if the liberators are going to do the trick on the defense, or if I should send them out. There's a bunch of links over there. Bailing boss will also be pretty freaking annoying, by the way. Like, I don't think... I mean, I can defend it, but maybe not efficiently enough. There's a bunch of roaches out here. I don't think I'm going to be able to save that bunker, but luckily for me, I built another one. Actually, I can save the bunker because they didn't micro all the way up. That's fantastic. So we're going to be able to stop this attack. I got my liberators in position. This kind of really looks like an AI challenge if you look at it this way, right? Because they're just feeding into the bunkers, into my liberators as well. This is going to be an extremely efficient trade. There we go. See if I can get a couple of those for free. Now, there is something in my main base that is going to be a Raven. Ravens are a little annoying. Also not the scariest thing ever to go up against, if we're being honest. So now I do... Okay, so this guy went for Tempest. Oh, this is nice. That's... Oh, those tanks are both going to die pretty fast. That's perfect. Oh, if he's targeting the bunker, I'm not even going to lose the siege tank. That is even better. There we go. Let's kill that over now. There we go. Okay, do I need to do something against the Tempest yet? I am not quite sure, actually. Like, the Tempest are annoying, but I'm also not sure if they require a, particular amount of defense here. Now, I'm going to send my Liberators to that side. I feel like that would be a pretty nice way to go about it. These medevacs can maybe just go across the map. Now, I am on 3 bases already. I'm confident in saying this, playing against bronze players, that I have a better economy than all of them individually. Whether that is going to be enough later on, that we're going to have to find out. Oh, we killed that siege tank barely on time. That would have been brutal if we lost one of those right away. Okay, so I'm just going to siege 2 Liberators in their bases. Going to deny 2 of them. Like I said, I killed them earlier. Oh, I'm going to lose that Liberator, I think. Yeah, I said I killed them earlier, but obviously they are able to rebuild their stuff. I am losing both of those here. I think I need to make sure that I do not lose that medevac. Oh my goodness, that was very, very close here. I could decide to make some... Vikings as well. Those Liberators are not going to survive, I don't think. Exactly, Liberators cannot really be sieged on top of stuff. Now we're killing another player over here. I'm actually starting to sweat a little bit. Like, this is very freaking tense, you know? Okay, there's a couple of units outside here. I'm making 2 Vikings, which are definitely going to help. Let's get 2 more barracks here as well. This Protoss is probably going for... Is this maybe Tempest guy? Yeah, this is Tempest guy, right? Yeah, it's starting to look like it. That's Tempest guy. Let's see if I can save any possible Marine I can with a little bit of Micro. I can save that one as well. He does have a decent amount of Tempest. I think what I'm going to do here is just go for the probes. If I kill all of these probes, this guy is going to be effectively out of the game. Maybe I can even run away with a couple of these. Now, there is another attack going on here. I have 2 Vikings, or actually just 1 Viking, that can help me with the anti-air against the Vision. Looks like one of the Zerg players actually came back to help him, which I think is quite nice, to be honest. Because if the Zerg player would attack me at the same time, that would be quite tough. That is... Oh, I just launched a mule in the middle of nowhere. That's a couple of Reapers that killed my SCV. I need to do something against the Tempest now. It's getting a little bit too much, but making a starport just for that, it doesn't feel that great, to be honest. Not a huge fan of this. I kind of would like to just drop that. Is a Zerg? Oh, the Zerg player is also there. That's why he helped. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was wondering. See, tanks still out here. They have an absolutely massive freaking army, by the way. Like, that army is ginormous. Oh my goodness. I'm really sad about the tanks there, because the tanks are going to make this so much harder to defend. Now, thank goodness I have the Viking over here. Actually, I have a bunch of Vikings that are going to help. Marines are getting pulled forward, which is really, really nice. There we go. Now, there's a couple of Tempests at the front over here, which I can definitely try and snipe from the bottom if they get a little bit too close. Yeah, it looks like he's microing them a little bit too well here. Let's see, here's my other starport. Other starport's over here. Okay, those Balins are going to pretty much die for free. That was not a smart engagement from the Zerg. I could tell that instantly. Now, the Tempests are being annoying. Okay, that looks like a really good fight for me here, guys. They're going straight in, and the Zerglings aren't there. Nothing is there really to tank for those units going in. Now I'm going to siege a couple of Liberators over here. I'm going to need some more Vikings. I don't really think I can do much against the Tempest right now, unfortunately. Maybe I need to make another starport even. There's a couple of Adepts in my base that they actually have glaives, which is kind of unusual. But I guess we'll try to deal with it. And I feel like this is kind of looking like the end, guys. We cannot really deal with the Tempest. The units are spilling in. And that is going to be GG for game number 1. Now, I predicted that they would kill me in 10 minutes. I was pretty freaking close. I was definitely pretty freaking close. And this build by the Tempest guy was probably the most annoying of all. It looks like he didn't build anything and just went straight for Tempest. And judging by this game, I would actually go for the veto that I mentioned earlier to veto the capital ships. Because here, I didn't think Tempest were going to be my biggest problem, really. I thought it was going to be carries or BCs. But these Tempests made the game impossible for me right away. Like, the tanks were annoying, but we dealt with it. The Raven harass, the Void Ray harass, everything was obviously annoying because I was juggling, trying to deal with 10 players at the same time, but I think the Tempest is really what did it here. I don't think I want to ban air units entirely because that feels like a little bit too much of a veto, so I think we're going to go for the capital ships. I'll take a little bit of time to think about it. See you guys in game number 2. All right, game number 2, and Mark's Madness is against 10 new bronze players. Now, for this game, I did indeed go for that rule to veto the capital ships as well. Not necessarily only because of the Tempest, but it did play a bit of a role. Because in that last game, there were a couple things that I could think that I, could have vetoed. Like, for example, vetoing siege units, perhaps, which would, I guess, encompass lurkers as well, but in particular for siege tanks would be nice. But I think the capital ships in any variety would just be a little too much to deal with. Like, capital ships need such a dedicated counter that it's a little too much, right? So I think that's going to be a good veto. Now, I'm curious, because we did find 10 different players. By the way, guys, freaking loving the passion for everyone showing up. They're absolutely awesome. There's about 50 players in the chat trying to play, which is just incredible. Like, the fact that I'm doing a 1v10 and I'm able to pick 10 different players for every game is freaking awesome. And I do want to give you guys a little spoiler, by the way. I'm planning on doing another big challenge with the community, and that one is going to be with most likely Silver and Gold League players. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to check the description and join the Discord from there. All you have to do is just select your league in the channels and roll things, and then it will play out all by itself. But let's see. I'm not going to scout this time, because the last time my barracks was a little late. I know it's not the biggest deal. Honestly, if there's someone here, they should die anyway, right? Like, if there's someone here, they should die anyway. I don't think it matters if I scout them or not. I wonder what would be the scariest thing to go up against here. I think the scariest possible thing, actually, and it might sound weird, is just a Protoss that makes a forge and just builds one cannon in their mineral line. Not because I wouldn't be able to kill them, but it would take a significant amount of more effort than that, right? Now, the last game, I was able to kill about 3 players before my Reapers died. So maybe I can use that timing to fall back this time. Because even though Reapers are not going to be that good on the defense, you also don't really want to lose them for free, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do differently. I still think my build overall was pretty good. If I had to change one thing, I think I would actually make more tanks and do a little less harass. Because judging from rewinding that last replay, there was a guy making Tempest, but there was also another guy with 3 bases. There was someone who already had 11 mutas on the way, stuff like that. So I feel like there is a limit to how effective the harassment's going to be, right? Like at some point I'm going to have to switch over to, just going straight for the macro game. Now let's see. I guess no one is here. Did I just get lucky and no one spawned next to me? I'm still not sure if that is lucky or not. You could also have... I did see a lot of players talk about bomb clouding. It could theoretically be a bomb clouder that just flew his base to the natural or something. There's going to be my first Terran victim over here. Sucks that they're a little further away, actually. I did like just the opportunity to be able to... It sounds kind of messed up if I put it that way. I did like the opportunity of being able to kill someone, right from the start. And I guess I'm just going to use my Reapers to defend that while annihilating this guy over here. Probably make another depot. Looks like this is doing pretty well. I think that Reaper should die shortly. Make sure I don't lose my Reaper over here. That Reaper is barely going to die, I think, right? Or is barely going to survive. That is actually terrible for me. So we're being cannon rushed out of the base. So I'm just going to put a bunker over here. I'm not quite exactly sure how I want to deal with this. I think we just ignore it, actually. I think that is the best course of action. I'll ignore it and try to take an expansion. Make sure to micro these so I don't actually lose any of these Reapers here. That would be nice. Oh, they were just a little too far back. He just grenaded his own Reaper, which is very nice for me because that means I'm going to lose 1 worker less, most likely. Now, that one is going to survive this time. Oh, it's not going to survive this time. And I was very lucky there. Those SCVs, I think he right-clicked them on one of my Reapers. And that's why he didn't actually kill one of them, which is really, really nice. Now, we're really struggling killing these players because these opponents are doing a better job of attacking me instead. Here you can already tell a little bit of difference. Like, it is 10 new players and I have additional rules, but they're doing something different in the early game, which is making it way harder for me to play. Now, I guess it's time for me to go for that engineering bait that I did last game as well. So this player is officially pretty much screwed, right? Let me try to make sure to micro these Reapers. Don't want to lose any of these Reapers. If I can avoid it, that would be perfect. There we go. Gonna avoid that as well. And now we can ignore this player. Trying to cannon rush this. That's not really gonna do anything. Of course, no, do not do that. Oh, that is... I'm not gonna lie, guys. That is kind of subpar pathing, but I can't complain about it because this is my own map. I clicked here somewhere and these Reapers somehow F2'd here. Like, I don't know what they thought they were doing, but it was not good, okay? It was definitely not good. And I think I'm just going to go for the tech lab over here instantly. And yeah, we really just haven't done enough damage yet, guys. Like, this has been a way harder start. Oh, this kind of looks like this might have been a bomb cloud. I'm not quite sure. It could also just been a fast expansion, but this is super nice for me, obviously. Can also kill all of those Marines, if he wants to fight me, that is. Need to be very careful that I don't stop paying attention, because I could easily lose to those Marines if I wasn't grenading properly. Okay, so this base is pretty much screwed. I guess we're just going to go for the next one then. I believe I will need another bunker shortly, so I'm going to make that bunker now. Let's see if I can kill this guy over here. This is the Protoss. I'm happy to see Protoss because well, I guess I don't have to be scared about it anymore, but I'm naturally kind of scared of going up against the capital ships again, you know? So I'm a little terrified of going up against that. I wonder if they're maybe going to build something with batteries outside of my base. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of an annoying thing to deal with. I guess I can go for a surround here. That should be nice. Let's see. Okay, he's not microing them any further. That's luckily for me, because he actually could have. Now, I hope I can jump down here, else that's going to be problematic. We can. So this Protoss is also pretty much screwed. That is not enough links to beat my Reapers, at least if I micro correctly. Here we go. So those are all going to die as well. And then, oh, I didn't make a reactor on the factory yet. That's unfortunate. But so far, I mean, we're doing surprisingly good. I really thought that we were going to be absolutely screwed after I didn't kill much at the start. But in the end, we're doing quite well here. We killed a couple players. We're doing a lot of just economic damage passively. by making sure that they're not, they're making a lot of units here. They're cannon rushing me as well without doing too much damage, really. And keep in mind, guys, I actually have 3 bases to take before having to break those cannons. That's the thing. And this is the cannon rusher, and he doesn't have... Oh, this is perfect. He doesn't have a cannon deep in his mineral line, which is really nice. I have enough units to defend this. I'm going to do a... Actually, I was going to do a scan, but I would have regretted that. These Reapers are really annoying, by the way. I guess that's a real taste of my own medicine. This guy is going for a hive, and Oh, what are you doing, Marines? And I know he asked about Ultralisk before, because I told him they couldn't make capital ships, right? So I'm sure he's going to be making Ultralisk, so we killed those Reapers, but those Reapers really did a number on me. I think those Reapers might have been the best thing any of them has done against me in any of these games. Like, those Reapers really absolutely brutal to deal with. Just, I'm so focused on attacking them and macroing and everything at the same time, I just can't really deal with that. Like, I need maybe something blind in position to deal with it, but I'm not even really sure what it would be. Now, I'm going to take a big risk here, and I'm going to take this risk because I am kind of suffering. And I'm going to send out almost... Was that a... Did I just hear a recall or something? Am I crazy? Oh, wait, was it Cloak Banshees? I guess it was Cloak Banshees. That sounded like a recall. Did he cloak and uncloak them? I think he did. One of them has no energy. Somehow. Oh, he's trying to make mass turrets, but that's going to be a little too late. Yeah, look at this. Okay, that is perfect. I think I might have also killed the Banshees there. Okay, so this Terran is losing all of the stuff. I don't think I have enough to defend that without the tank, unfortunately. I really need this one tank to finish. I mean, this guy is pretty much screwed, but I need this one tank. With this one tank, I can defend this relatively comfortably. Without the tank, I cannot. He's going to stem on top of the tank. It's going to take a lot of damage from that one tank shot. Sadly, I cannot save it, which means these Stalkers are going to be too much. And that is game number 1 done. Ooh, all right. Yeah, we're going to need some more rules, but I only have one more chance. What is it going to be? Now, I do have to say, guys, this game looked like we got crushed way harder than the last game, but I'm actually not convinced it's the case, because in the last game, I rewinded, and a lot of them were in a very good economic position. Here, they weren't, because they put a lot of effort into attacking me, right? Like, there's a proxy edge here. He is somehow mining from that pretty decently, but there's a proxy edge here, 1 million cannons. There were a lot of Reapers. So if we look at this Terran, this is the Terran who owned me with the Reapers, only 18 supply. This guy, 28 supply. This Terran, 25 supply. 29. They really just don't have that much. This Zerg he was going to go for a Spire, which is interesting because he's not allowed to make Brood Lords. So maybe, I should have told him that. I guess Capital Ship should have included that, but I thought he was going to get it. But all right, we're going to need a new rule for the next one. And I think it might be some kind of early game limitation, because if I just look at how these games are going, there's plenty of compositions they can build that can absolutely mess me up, right? Whether it's Mutas or maybe this guy was going to go for a 90s, for example, would have been absolutely brutal. But I think if the Reapers and stuff didn't do so much damage, I would have had tanks ready for this attack, maybe even Liberators. I would get the 3rd base up, and if you look at how much damage they're taking, that would probably be a good one. So I think the next one, once again, I don't want to make the rules too exaggerated. I can also tell them, you can never attack me, and then I'll win, I think the final rule is probably going to be that they can't attack me for the first 5 minutes only, because that's a very small limitation, right? It's just 5 minutes. Like, this was already 8 minutes when they attacked me. But I feel like just not dying to the Reapers or not having to deal with that will put me in a way different position. Once again, I'm going to take a couple minutes to think about it. You guys will see me in game number 3. All right, the final game of the day. Once again, going to be on Mark's Madness, of course. And the rule is indeed that they cannot attack me before 5 minutes. That includes worker rushing and stuff, of course. I did make sure to let them know that I can actually attack them, because as soon as I typed that, some of them were like, oh crap. Yeah, they didn't seem to realize. So I can attack them. They can't attack me. Obviously, they can attack my units and stuff, right? Not my base itself. That's the only thing. Now, First, I was thinking, I've been getting owned so hard. I'll probably get owned again. Maybe I should play a 4th game. But then I had a better idea. If I get owned again, I think we'll just... Because I'm having a freaking great time doing this, and I think all the players here are too. I think if I get owned again, maybe I'll just host a rematch next time where we just enhance the rules more, But I do hope that this game is going to be an absolute banger, because that's what I kind of had in my mind. I thought the first 2 games, I would definitely get absolutely owned, and in the last game, I'm not saying I would win, but I would, see some hope here and there. See that there's like a little bit of a chance, so... Now, normally when I get into a game, I read the races, but it's like, oh, guys, we're doing a 1v12 against Zerg, Terran, Zerg, Random, Terran, Protoss, Terran. So that makes it so much more obvious what strategy I'm supposed to do, right? Reapers. I do still think my strategy is pretty good. I think I could go for something like a 2-on-1 instead, maybe going for like a fast double medevac drop kind of thing with Stin Marines. But I think the Reapers are just the best option I have at killing them early on. And now we notice that the weakness of the Reapers is actually them attacking me. Because that takes so much of the momentum away, right? Like that was the toughest thing I've handled this entire video so far. Like just those freaking Reapers jumping into my base. But now they're not allowed to do that, at least not early on. And it's going to give me a lot of freedom. Now, I think we've spawned alone here again. At least I haven't seen anything from this person. Not a breath, not a... I don't know, a sound, just nothing. The first guy, he just instantly built a depot like here or something. Now, I did also scout the first guy. I don't think it must be a pretty sick chance to spawn alone. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like, that seems like a pretty freaking rough or small chance that actually happens, right? Now, this is a funny story. So I checked this guy's profile, and he was diamond. And then I asked him about it because I was like, I want this challenge to be fair. Like, this challenge is hard enough. I don't need, like, undercover diamonds. And he said that his son was playing. So now I am faced with the choice of either dying or torturing someone's 9-year-old son with Reapers. It's, you gotta do what you gotta do, guys. That's all I can say. You gotta do what you gotta do. Now he's making a bunker in his mineral line, which is an excellent choice, by the way. Really, really good choice right there. I have no doubt that if his son was playing, that he would still be doing a little bit of coaching, you know, like trying to help him out a little bit here and there. I don't think he realizes that the bunker is not building so far. It's also 2 Marines already. Now I'm going to be able to deal with those Reapers just fine, or those Marines rather. Actually, looked like he was going to go for the target fire. So that bunker is going to finish, and that is quite painful because I'll not be able to deal with this very well at all. Just make sure to target the SCVs from the back of the mineral line here. Like, even if I can't kill him entirely, I don't think it's that much of an issue. Like, if all the workers die, we're going to be totally fine, right? Like, this SCV is also going to die. He can't actually get out of the base. Now, let's see if I can do a little more damage. Oh, there's the bear. I was wondering, like, where's the barracks then? If I saw something or a Marine come from the top earlier, so where the frick is the barracks? Really love this strategy, by the way. One of the best strategies that the people close to me have had, to just go for mass Marines in the mineral line. Like, that's actually really good insight. I'm sure the father is definitely helping with that. See if I can... It's a lot of Marines, so I'm not sure if I can actually kill the SCVs. I think it might be time for me to go for the next person already, to be honest. So I'm going to grab my 6 Reaper. He's actually flying away, which is awesome for me. Like, they could have stayed. They 100% could have stayed there. And I'm going to go for the engineering bay. Wait, was this walled off or did I misclick? I think I misclicked there for a second. 2 spines. Okay, these guys are really going for excellent strategies here. And I love seeing just the difference in styles between the players we play against, you know? Like, that is actually super cool to see. Like, these are way more passive. The first game, they were, like, medium passive. Then the second game, they were extremely aggressive. And these guys are ultra passive with spines, bunkers. Wouldn't be surprised if they were sitting in the voice chat figuring out together. Okay, so there we find 1 empty base. I think I'm just going to make turrets right away to not die to freaking banshees again later on. That would be quite painful. Now, there's a couple players in the same spawn over on this side, I believe. And let's see if I can get some real damage on. There's a lot of Marines. I don't think I want to fight against that. I would lose a couple too many Reapers, which I don't want. Now, I'm barely going to have my bunkers up, and I'm barely going to have Marines to fill them by the time that they do finish for 5 minutes. Now, I kind of feel like, since the rule was that they can't attack my base for 5 minutes, I kind of feel like they are not going to attack me that early in general. I feel like it's kind of the strategy that you'll come up with, right? Like, you're not going to go for an aggressive timing attack. You're just like, okay, well, then I'll just make sure to survive kind of thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not attacking me at all. Now, this is a part of the map that I haven't even been to yet in any of these games. I hope this guy doesn't have mass speedlings. Okay, looks like roaches. Yeah, this is really good for me. So this person thought he's really far away and he is safe. And normally they are, because like I said, I've never been here before in any of these games, but now I'm actually getting in here, which is really, really nice. Because this player I will not be able to damage at all later in the game, right? Like, when am I going to get here? Just never. It's just not going to happen. Now, they are allowed to attack me from this point on. I barely have my Marines up. Thank goodness that person did not have Zergling speed, by the way, because those would have been some very hurt Reapers if that was the case. That's a lot of Zealots. I'm going to have to... oh, I don't want to... Yeah, I'm going to lose those Reapers now. Guess it's okay. I mean, they weren't going to have to... Wait, I actually saved 3 of them. They weren't going to have too much value anyway. I'm happy that those are Zealots and nothing else, by the way, because Zealots can indeed be countered by just repairing my stuff. Still annoying, for sure. Takes money, takes resources, but it would have been more annoying if those were like Stalkers, for example. Now we're going to kill 10 Zealots. And we're going to kill them pretty easily at that as well. Now, let's see. What do we have here? Oh, this person's making Swarma. Oh, that is not something I'm happy seeing. Oh, the Swarmas are going to hurt like mad. I'm going to need all of my Marines in position for that. Now, I'm doing a lot of damage against this Zerg player, which is awesome. Let's see. Killing 6 workers, that is, I believe. Are they here yet? They're not here yet. Oh, you. Okay, I was like, where the hell did those Marines come from? But it's obviously my neighbor who is still alive. I wonder if that means that he sacrificed his bunker, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if that is what it means. Let's see. Does he still have that bunker? Okay, I'm very happy that he's putting the Nidus there, by the way. I'm extremely happy with that. This Nidus, like, the thing is here. Swarmos, I didn't even consider it to be a unit that I would struggle against. But if he puts a Nidus here and just attacks me the entire game with Swarm Host, like, you know, what am I going to do about it? He's putting it in the same spot again, which is really annoying. Let me try to saturate my gases, and then I'll deal with this later on. It's not really a super big issue. Well, it sounds kind of crazy to say. I more meant like that it's not a rush. Now, what I don't have, guys, it's combat shield, which means that my Marines get one-shot by the tanks. That is a really big problem here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pull the SCVs and hope I don't get target for... Oh, he unsieged the tanks. That is so massive for me. Those tanks unsieging is absolutely beautiful. They're going for more tank drops as well. But this was probably the best that it possibly could have went. Now, I really need freaking combat shields, man. Without combat shields, I'm not going to get anything done here. That is a nuke on my base that I didn't even realize was going... Oh, but that was in there. I was like... Why is it just one Marine and a tank? I didn't even see that nuke, honestly. I guess I was just too busy responding to everything to see what is going on over here. Now, that is another... Dude, I can't believe he's putting his Niduses in my base. He really should be putting his Niduses somewhere else. Like, the only reason I can defend these things is because he keeps putting them into my face. Oh, wait, I didn't realize that my tanks were getting attacked. I felt like my tanks weren't actually shooting the units properly. But I feel like we're already taking so much damage. I kind of just... I have to go for one of their bases, I think, and really hope that the Zerg exactly keeps putting his Niduses inside my base. It's the only possible way that I can defend them. I'll say it one more time. It's actually true. The only possible way that I can defend these things is if he keeps putting them inside my base. Now, I'm going to drop him because the Swarmos are going to be not that good at defending his base. That is for sure. Now, let's see. How much supply do I have? I have 73 supply, which is really not that bad. It kind of depends on how much supply the aggressors have. Because a lot of time, these aggressors, they're just not going to have any eco behind it. Like, you can look at me, and you can see that I'm macroing behind it and stuff. But a lot of these guys are not going to be doing that, right? Like, just going to be stuck. Okay, so now the Swarmos are going to launch their Locust. That's not going to do anything against my Marines because I can just walk away. And I'm going to be able to take care of this entire base. There's something over here. Oh, luckily, that's just a Marine drop, looks like. I'll make sure I don't actually lose my Marines to those things. Okay, so my tank here is going to be able to clean this up very nicely. That's an upgraded bunker. I have not seen that in so long. Upgraded bunkers are a rarity. Look at how cool that looks, actually. Just for that reason, I wish that people made them more. Like, look how freaking cool that looks. So now we're going to kill this guy as well. This guy, I'm not sure what he is up to, actually. I haven't seen him. He's not Nuke Guy. Nuke Guy was another shade of green, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to scan in front of my base, see what's going on. Yeah, okay, that looks like a pretty tough fight. I'm going to need my Marines to show up here. Now, I'm very lucky that this guy is not dealing with this aggression very well. There's a bunch of Vikings there, which are going to be annoying. Is that the green? No, that's another green still. I need to be so scared of Liberators, by the way. Like, Liberators are freaking terrifying. Okay, so I'm just going to lift these up, hide in the corner for a while, and that's going to be my strategy. Let's see, I need to be very careful against these Zealots. I just need to sit back, or just keep walking back more than anything else. Now, I believe these are actually the bugged Cyclones, so they do a crazy amount of damage. So luckily for me, he committed on top of the tanks, which means that these Cyclones are going to die relatively easily. I still have these as well. I'm going to drop those straight back, or I'm going to lose that factory, unfortunately. Going to make a... well, it's kind of a rough place to build them, eh? Not really a huge fan of building them over there. I do have... Oh, there are the Swarmos. As long as he doesn't kill my tanks and stuff, I'm actually okay with this. Like, I just don't need my tanks to die. Or I don't want my tanks to die, and it's going to be okay. That's pretty much the biggest thing here. He's trying to kill that barracks, but that barracks is really not that meaningful, so I don't really mind about that too much. I got my factory building in the back there. I am making 2 Liberators, but I think there are some Vikings. And now, for the first time, I think maybe I should... You know what I should have done? I shouldn't have countered the Swarmos that well, because at some point he realized, and he stopped just trying to put them outside of my base. Now I'm going to try to go for this attack here, but it seems like this is to no avail. And that is going to be it. GG has to be called. And, well, it's safe to say, I mean, I knew I was going to get owned. I thought we would have a small chance in this game, but I knew we were going to get owned. Admittedly, once again, they all didn't have too much supply, right? Like, they were all pretty low on supply. Well, this guy had a lot. No, he must have had that many minerals. There's no way he had that many minerals. It's probably because the other guys left or something first, right? Or did he just macro like an absolute freaking god as possible? But it's safe to say I need a lot more limitations on them to get this done. But anyway, I had a fantastic time here, guys. I really wanted to make a cool challenge with the bronze players, the players that don't often get to participate in challenges. And they got to annihilate me. And for me, that's unfortunate. For them, it was probably a lot of fun. Now, let me know if you guys think that I should do a rematch, but with additional rules, with actual competitive rule set and try to beat up again, because I feel like I want to get a rematch here. Like, I think there definitely must be something I can do. Maybe I could play on a smaller map as well, for example, so I can kill more players early on. Maybe some other rules. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Maybe I could play Protoss and make the Golden Armada. Who knows? But that's going to be it for today. I'm exhausted, but I had so much fun. This really was incredibly awesome. Once again, if you're one of the lower league players, I'm going to do more challenges like this. Make sure to join the Discord. And if you don't care about that, or even if you do, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.